Yeah. Nazareth. You ever hear of a king coming out of the hood? They never see it coming. That's the whole point. Grew up in Nazareth. That's the bottom, that's the low. Joseph's workshop, wood shavings on the floor. That's where I know. That's where I know. Galilee wasn't Compton, but it carried the same weight. The overlooked, the working poor, the ones the empire made wait. Didn't walk into the temple with a crown upon my head. Walked in as a 12-year-old in school, the scholars dead. They asked me questions, I asked back. They couldn't find the words. A child from the nothing city and the wisdom still occurred. They said nothing good comes out of Nazareth. They lied. I grew up in the struggle, but I carried heaven's pride. Carpenter's son, sandals on the dirt, nobody knew the name. Now every knee will bow and every tongue confess the same. 30 years of quiet, you think that was easy living? 30 years of preparation before the public giving. Watch the Roman boots press down on everything I love. Watch my people bent and broken, praying up above, and above is where I'm from. But I chose to come down here to walk the same roads, breathe the same dust, feel the same fear. Not the fear of man, I never had that in my bones, but the weight of what it cost to call this broken world your home. Nothing good comes out of Nazareth. They lie. I grew up in a struggle, but I carry heaven's pride. Carpenter's son, sandals on the dirt, nobody knew the name. Now every knee will bow and every tongue confess the same. They'll write about me in the history, they already did. 2,000 years of conversation starting with this kid. From Nazareth, the city nobody put on the map. The city that produced the one who put the whole world back. I didn't come with armies, didn't come with chains of gold. I came with 12 and the message that the universe had told. Before the mountains, before the deep, before the morning star, I was an I am. And everything you see, yeah, that's who we are. And Jesus increased in wisdom and stature, and in favor with God and man. Luke 2:52, that's the origin. Remember where we started. Yeah. Yeah. 40 days in the wilderness, sand in every pore. Spirit let me out there, never been this hungry before. No entourage, no label, no advance, just me and the test. And on the 40th day, the devil pulled up, dressed his best. If you the son of God, tell these stones to become bread. I said, man shall not live by bread alone, live by what's been said. Every word proceeding from the Father, that's the only meal. You can't negotiate my hunger into signing your deal. 40 days, no food, no water, desert, heat and stone. The devil pulled up with a contract, I handled it alone. Tried to offer me the kingdoms, tried to test the sun. Came with 3 temptations, walked away from everyone. Second temptation took me to the temple pinnacle high. Throw yourself down, angels will catch you from the sky. Said it's written that they'll lift you, test the Father's hand. I said it's also written, do not test what you don't understand. See, the devil knows the scripture, that's what people miss. He'll quote you chapter and verse while building up the abyss. But knowing the word and living the word, that's a different call. He had the whole book memorized, and still he had the fall. 40 days, no food, no water, desert, heat and stone. The devil pulled up with a contract, I handled it alone. Tried to offer me the kingdoms, tried to test the sun. Came with 3 temptations, walked away from everyone. Third temptation, mountaintop, the kingdom spread below. Every city, every empire, every river, every flow. Bow to me and all of this is yours. Take the pick, I said get behind me. That's the answer, that was quick. Because I didn't come to rule the kingdoms of the earth that way. I came to buy them back, and the cross was the price to pay. The devil offered me a shortcut to the thing I came to do. Every shortcut has a hidden cost. That's what 40 days knew. 3 tests, 0 compromise. And when the devil finally left, angels came and ministered. That's what comes after the test. 40 days, no food, no water, desert, heat and stone. The devil pulled up with a contract. I handled it alone. Tried to offer me the kingdoms. Tried to test the sun. Came with 3 temptations. Walked away from everyone. Then the devil leaveth them. And behold, angels came and ministered unto him. You bring your best, I bring the word every time. 40 days, no food, no water, desert, heat and stone. The devil pulled up with a contract. I handled it alone. Tried to offer me the kingdoms. Tried to test the sun. Came with 3 temptations. Walked away from everyone. Yeah. Woo. Blessed are. Blessed are. Blessed are the poor in spirit. That's the ones who know they need. The ones who come with empty hands. That's where the kingdom sees. Blessed are the ones who mourn. They will be comforted in time. Not the ones performing grief. The ones who really cry. Blessed are the meek, not weak, the ones who hold the power back. Who could destroy the room but choose a different track. They shall inherit all the earth, that's the long game right there. The loud ones with the short fuse, they're already going nowhere. Blessed are the ones the world forgot and left behind. Blessed are the broken ones who still show up and grind. Blessed are the merciful, the pure, the ones who make the peace. The kingdom of heaven belongs to those who never cease. Blessed are the ones who hunger and who thirst for what is right. Like going 40 days without and still refusing to bribe at night. They shall be filled, that's the promise on the record. Sealed and signed. Blessed are the merciful, they'll find that mercy and kind. Blessed are the pure in heart, they shall see the face of God. Not the ones performing purity for the applause and the nod, but the ones whose private life matches what the public sees. Blessed are the peacemakers, sons of God, if you please. Blessed are the ones the world forgot and left behind. Blessed are the broken ones who still show up and grind. Blessed are the merciful, the pure, the ones who make the peace. The kingdom of heaven belongs to those who never see. Blessed are the persecuted, hunted for the righteous cause. The kingdom of the heaven is theirs, not despite the loss. Blessed when they revile you, when they lie about your name, when they chase you from the city and they drag you through the shame. Rejoice, I said rejoice, and be exceeding glad, because the prophets before you caught the same and it drove them mad. But they remembered everyone, and so will you be known. The ones who suffered for the truth, they never die alone. This wasn't a Sunday message. This was the constitution of a different kingdom. 8 declarations. Everyone flipped the world upside down. Blessed are, blessed are, blessed are, blessed are. disciples on the sea, storm on the water, and they look up and see me walking on the waves like the surface was concrete. Fear hit the boat, they thought I was a ghost in the deep. I said, be of good cheer, it is I, be not afraid. Peter said, Lord, if it's you, bid me come where you stay. I said, come. One word, that man stepped off the edge, the only disciple with enough faith to take the pledge. Walk on water, faith is the only floor. When the wind picks up and the waves come, what are you walking for? Peter stepped out, that's the part they always miss. Only one left the boat, doubt just ended it. He walked, he actually walked on the face of the deep. For a moment faith was his floor and fear was asleep. But the wind was boisterous, the waves were rising wide, and he looked at the storm instead of keeping me in his sight on me. And that's the lesson, that's the whole thing right there. The moment you move the focus, you start sinking where you were. He cried out, Lord, save me. I stretched out my hand, caught him, said, why did you doubt? That was the plan. Walk on water, faith is the only floor. When the wind picks up and the waves come, what are you walking for? Peter stepped out, that's the part they always miss. Only one left the boat, dog just ended it. Not the sinking, the question, because the question is the point. The storm didn't stop the walk, and the doubt was the joint. And they that were in the ship worship said, truly, thou art the Son of God. They finally saw me clearly. Not because I walked on water, I done greater things, but because I caught the sinking one and brought him back on wings. That's the character, that's the whole nature on display. Not the power of the miracle, the mercy in the way. Every time you look away and start to go under fast, cry out, just cry out. The hand is never last. And when they were coming to the ship, the wind ceased. Then they worshipped him. Peter doubted, I caught him anyway. That's the whole gospel in one scene. Yeah. 5,000 men, not counting women and children there. Late afternoon, desert place, nobody came prepared. Disciples said, send them away to buy bread in town. I said, you give them something to eat. Watch the doubt come down. They said, we only have 5 loaves and 2 fish. That's all. I said, bring them here to me. I'm not fazed at all. Told the multitude to sit down on the grass. They sat in rows. What happened next is what the whole abundance principle shows. Oh, 5 loaves, 2 fish. Watch what I do with a little. Give me what you got, and I'll solve the whole riddle. 5,000 fed, 12 baskets left remaining. When God's in the building, there is no complaining. I took the 5 loaves and the 2 fish, looked up to heaven, blessed it, broke it, gave it to the 12. That's the leave it. They gave to the multitude, and every single one ate and was filled. Not a little, not enough. Completely stilled the hunger of 5,000 families from 5 loaves and 2. And when they were done, I said, gather every fragment. Nothing wasted, nothing through. 12 baskets full remaining. That's the overflowing hand. The mathematics of the kingdom, none of you understand. 5 loaves, 2 fish. Watch what I do with a little. Give me what you got, and I'll solve the whole riddle. Oh, 5,000 fed, 12 baskets left remaining. When God's in the building, there is no complaining. Don't bring me your excuses. Bring me what what you have. The little in the hands of God becomes the staff that feeds the nation and breaks every calculation. Why? You think your 5 loaves aren't enough? I multiply inside. The disciples did the math and said the numbers didn't add. I never do the math, I bless what's there and that's all I had. That's the principle. You give it up, I multiply back. You hold back from heaven, you'll always feel the lack. 5 loaves, 2 fish, 5,000 fed. 12 baskets extra still. That's not math, that's the kingdom. And the kingdom always 5 loaves, 2 fish. Watch what I do with a little. Oh, give me what you got, and I'll solve the whole riddle. 5,000 fed, 12 baskets left remaining. When God's in the building, there is no complaining. 5 loaves, 2 fish. Watch what I do with a little. Give me what you got, and I'll solve the whole riddle. 5,000 fish, 12 baskets left remaining. When God's in the building, there is no complaining. They had opinions, everybody had a take. John the Baptist risen, Elijah, Jeremiah mistake. The crowd always has a label for what they cannot place. They'll give you someone else's name before they see your face. I turned to the 12, the ones who walked the road with me, who ate the bread, who saw the water, who were there at the sea. And I asked them direct, no softening, no sermon rap. But who do you say that I am? Give me the facts. But who do you say I am? Not what they say, but you. Not the crowd's opinion. What do you know to be true? Peter got it right that day. Flesh and blood didn't reveal it. Who do you say I am? That answer has to be real. Peter answered Simon Peter, the impulsive one spoke first. That art the Christ, the Son of the living God, unrehearsed. That's revelation, not research, not a study conclusion. Flesh and blood didn't show you that, that's not a human fusion. My Father in heaven revealed it to you right now. And upon this rock I'll build, and hell won't stop it somehow. The gates of hell shall not prevail, that's the promise on the deed. The one who knows who I really am, that's the one I need. But who do you say I am? Not what they say, but you. Not the crowd's opinion. What do you know to be true? Peter got it right that day. Flesh and blood didn't reveal it. Who do you say I am? That answer has to be real. Because the question is still open. 2,000 years remain, every generation has to answer. Refresh again, not your parents' answer, not your pastors, not the crowd's voice. Who do you say I am? Quiet, that's your choice. Some say teacher, prophet, good man, moral guy. Some say myth or legend, comfortable in fire, but I left no middle option. I was clear about the claim, Lord, liar or lunatic, you can't just say nice name. The question stands the same, today is on that road. Who do you say I am? Everything depends on what you know. He saith unto them, but who say ye that I am? That's the question. Now who do they say? Who do you say? Answer stands forever. Yeah. Yeah. Younger son walked up and said, give me what I'm owed. Took the inheritance early, hit the road, far country fast, living everything the city sold. New friends while the money lasted. Then the story got cold, famine hit the land. The friends hit the exit fast, hired himself to feed pigs, rock bottom at last. Sitting with the swine, looking at the husk they eat. And he came to himself, that's where the story meets the street.
He was lost and now he's found.
That's the only thing that matters.
Not the years away,
Not the pride he shattered. The father saw him coming from a long way off and ran. That's grace.
now waiting at the door.
Grace runs
To the man.
Yeah, my father's servants got bread enough and some to spare. And I'm here perishing with hunger and there's nowhere. He rehearsed the speech, I'm no more worthy to be called your son. A roasting came to his father, the long walk had begun. But while he was a great way off, the father saw him on the road. Didn't wait at the house, ran to him, dropped the coat, fell on his neck and kissed him. Before the son could speak the plea, that's grace. It moves before the words, it runs to meet you free.
He was lost and now he's found.
That's the only thing that matters.
Not the years away,
Not the pride he shattered. The father saw him coming from a long way off and ran. That's grace.
now waiting at the door.
Grace runs to the man. The son said, Father, I have sinned, I'm not worthy to be called. The father said to servants, bring the best robe, best of all. Put a ring upon his hand and shoes upon his feet today. Killed a fatted calf, for this my son was dead and came back to stay.
Was lost and now is found.
That's the resurrection sound. Not earned, not deserved, just the love of the father unwound. The older son was angry, standing outside in the field. And that's a different sermon about the ones who stayed but never healed. The party is for the one who came back. That's the nature of the grace. Not merited, not balanced,
Just the Father.
running to the face.
He rose and came to his Father.
But
When he was yet a great way off
his father saw him.
and ran, the Father ran.
Remember that part above everything else. Yeah. Ice Tank. Yeah. I walked into the temple and I saw what they had built. Money changers set up shop. The holy place was filled with doves for sale, exchange rates, commerce in the courts, explaining to poor pilgrims, putting profit on God's thoughts. I didn't hold a meeting, didn't send a memo first. I overthrew the tables, let the coins fall, let them burst, scattered the seats of dove sellers, cast them all outside. This is not a market district, this is where my father's people cry.
My Father's house, you made it a den of thieves.
I didn't come to negotiate,
I came to clean the streets.
ho.
Tables flipping, money scattering across the floor.
The
House of prayer is not a market anymore.
And I said unto them, it is written, hear it clear, my house shall be called the house of prayer. That's what's here. But ye have made it a den of thieves. That's the charge on record now. The ones who ran the whole religious system taking the bow. The chief priests and the scribes saw it, and they were sore displeased because they built the system, and now they on their knees. Not in worship and panic, the power shifted in the room. When the one who owns the house shows up, the market meets his doom.
My Father's house, you made it a den of thieves.
I didn't come to negotiate,
I came to clean the streets.
tables flipping,
Money scattering across the floor. The house of prayer is not a market anymore.
yeah. And the blind in the lane came to me in the temple right after, and I healed them right there in the place of the disaster. The children crying Hosanna to the son of David loud, and the religious leaders indignant at the sound of the crowd. Hearest thou what these are saying? Trying to shut it down. I said, have you never read out of the mouth of babes that sound? Praise is perfected, you can't legislate it out of being. Don't mistake my patience for permission. You're not seeing that this temple is mine, always was from the beginning's claim. When I come to clean the house, nothing stays the same. And Jesus went into the temple of God, and cast out all them that sold and bought in the temple, and overthrew the tables. He didn't ask permission. He owns the building.
My father's house, you made it a den of thieves.
I didn't come to negotiate.
I came to clean the streets. Tables flipping, money scattering across the floor. The house of prayer is not a market anymore.
Yeah. Got word that Lazarus was sick. Mary and Martha sent the call. I stayed 2 more days, that's not cold, that's the plan for all. By the time I arrived at Bethany, 4 days in the ground. Martha met me on the road before I reached the town. Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. I said that brother shall rise again. She thought I meant the end of time. I said I am the resurrection and the life. Do you believe this? She said, yes, Lord. And that's the only foundation this needs.
Lazarus, come forth. That's all it took. 4 days in the grave.
Death didn't get the last look. I wept for him, don't miss that. I felt the weight. Then I called him out, because love doesn't accept the fate. They took me to the grave, okay? A stone upon the door. Mary fell down at my feet, the weeping to the core. When I saw her weeping in the crowd, weeping all around, I groaned in spirit and was troubled. Felt the weight of that sound, and Jesus wept. 2 words, shortest verse in the entire book. 2 words that show you everything. Take a closer look, not above the grief, not distant. I was in it with them there. That's the God who came down, who actually chose to care.
Lazarus, come forth. That's all it took.
4 days in the grave.
Death didn't get the last look.
I wept for him, don't miss that. I felt the weight.
Then I called him out, because love doesn't accept the fate.
They took away the stone, I lifted up my eyes to heaven. Father, I thank thee that thou hast hurt me, that's the leaven. I said it aloud for the crowd that they might believe. You were sent by the Father, that's the truth they need to receive. And when I had thus spoken, I cried with a loud voice and said, Lazarus, come forth. And he that was dead came out, bound in grave clothes on the path. I said, loose him and let him go. You do the aftermath. Cats handed him back just like that. Not because Lazarus earned it, because love showed up and called his name. And that's the preview of what's coming for every soul in the game. And he that was dead came forth, bound hand and foot with grave clothes. And Jesus saith unto them, loose him and let him go. I don't negotiate with death, I just call the name.
Lazarus, come forth. That's all it took. 4 days in the grave. Death didn't get the last look. I wept for him, don't miss that. I felt the weight. Then I called him out, because love doesn't accept the fate.
12 of us in the room. 1 table, 1 cup, 1 bread. And I already knew everything that was about to happen. I sat down anyway. Passover evening, upper room, the 12 of me. I knew who would betray me. Felt it in the energy. Of every face I love, the one that loved the silver mark. I washed their feet before we ate. That's what the bass is for. Peter said, not my feet, Lord. Pride wrapped up in the word. I said, if I wash thee not, thou hast no part. Have you heard? He said then, not my feet only, hands and head as well, Lord, please. That's Peter, all or nothing. Give him everything or he leaves. This is my body, this is my blood, broken and poured out. That's the original flood of grace. Take it, eat it, remember why I came. Every time you do this, do it in my name. As we ate, I said, one of you tonight will betray me at the table. And they were exceeding sorrowful, everyone willing but not able to believe it of themselves. Each asked, Lord, is it I? Even Judas looked me in the eye and asked, and I replied, thou hast said. That was the signal and the goodbye. He rose and went out and it was night. John recorded the sky. Not just the hour with the darkness, because John felt what left the room. When Judas walked out that door, something irretrievable went into the gloom. This is my body, this is my blood, broken and poured out. That's the original flood of grace. Take it, eat it. Remember why I came. Every time you do this, do it in my name. I took the bread, gave thanks, broke it, gave it to the room. Take, eat, this is my body. Spoken before the tone. Took the cup, gave thanks, gave it round. Drink, eat, all of it. For this is my blood of the New Testament. Every bit. Shared for many for the remission of sins. That's the cause. Every communion taken after this remembers what was lost and what was given. The loss and the gift are the same thing. The broken body and the poured out blood, that's the offering. I said I will not drink of this fruit henceforth from the vine, until the day I drink it new with you in the kingdom that is mine. And when they had sung a hymn, they went out into the Mount of Olives. That was the last meal. That was the last song together. 12 men, one table, one night that changed everything. He knew where to find me, because he always found me there. Gethsemane, the garden where I went for prayer. And Judas came with a great multitude behind him, armed, swords and stakes from the chief priest, the plan already charmed. Whosoever I shall kiss, that same as he, hold him fast. He came straight to me, hail master, and kissed me at last. I looked at him, I said, friend, wherefore art thou come? Friend, I called him friend. At that moment, soldiers behind him, swords drawn, I said, friend. Not traitor, not sellout, not Judas. Friend, that's the part that breaks everything open. Not anger returned for anger, not betrayal met with betrayer. Friend, then they laid hands on me and took me, and that was that. 30 pieces of silver, the price of a slave in that time. That's the value they placed on the Son of God. That's the crime. And Judas, when he saw that I was condemned, he repented, brought back the silver. I betrayed innocent blood, he meant it. The chief priest said, what is that to us? See thou to that. He threw the coins in the temple and went, and that was that. Bought with blood money, a potter's field for the stranger's grave. The field of blood, that's so damn. That's what 30 pieces gave. I don't tell this to condemn him, I tell it as the warning sign that the enemy pays in silver what cost you the divine. 30 pieces of silver, the price of a slave. And he called him friend anyway. Remember that. I took Peter and the two sons of Zebedee apart to pray. Told him my soul is exceeding sorrowful, even unto death today. Terry here, watch with me, stay close tonight. And I went a little further, fell on my face, out of their sight. Oh my Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. That's not weakness, that's the full weight of what I came to be. I felt every sin, every darkness, every shame that would be laid on me. And I brought it to the Father first, because that's where I need to be. Oh my Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but thine. That's the only plea. Sweat like drops of blood, that's the weight of what this costs. Not my will, but thine. Said it 3 times, nothing lost. Yeah. I came back, they were asleep. Peter, James, and John. Could you not watch with me 1 hour? The night was long, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. For them and for me, the flesh was carrying every ounce of what was meant to be. I went away again, second time, same garden, same prayer. Oh my Father, if this cup may not pass, thy will, I'm there. Total surrender, not performance. Real submission on the ground. The Son of God face down in the garden, that's the sound. Oh my Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but thine. That's the only plea. Sweat like drops of blood, that's the weight of what this costs. Not my will, but thine. Said it 3 times, yeah, nothing lost. 3rd time, same words, because some prayers need repeating. Not because God didn't hear, because the soul needs completing. The surrender 3 times until the peace broke through. Not the cup removed, but strength enough to see it too. Luke recorded an angel came and strengthened me in the garden there. And the sweat like great drops of blood, that's the body under that prayer. Hematidrosis, extreme anguish responding in the skin. And after 3 prayers, I arose, went back to where they been. I said, rise, let us go, the hour is at hand. The garden prayer was finished, now I walk into the plan. Oh my Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as thou wilt. That prayer won the war before the cross was ever built. Oh my Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but thine. That's the only plea. Sweat like drops of blood, that's the weight of what this cost. Not my will, but thine. Said it 3 times, nothing lost. Yeah. Yeah, they led me to the place called Calvary, Golgotha the skull. Every step was carrying the weight of every soul. The cross on my back, the crowd on every side. The women follow weeping, I told them weep not for me, abide. Weep for yourselves and for your children. I still had words to give, still teaching on the road to where I die, so they could live. They nailed my hands and feet, the cross was lifted to the sky, between 2 thieves. That's where they put the Son of God to die. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. From the cross, that's the very first thing that came through. Not a curse, not a call for fire, not the end of grace. Father, forgive them. On the cross, that's the face. From the cross, the first words out were the cry of pain. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. That refrain, soldiers gambling for my garment, at my feet below, ruler sneering. He saved others, let him save himself. Come on, show. One thief railing, if thou be Christ, save thyself. And us right now, the other rebuked them. Thou thou not fear God, not allowing. He said, Lord, remember me when thou comest into thy kingdom, please. I said, today, thou shalt be with me in paradise. Believe. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. From the cross, that's the very first thing that came through. Not a curse, not a call for fire, not the end of grace. Father, forgive them. On the cross, that's the face. My mother at the cross, John standing at her side. I looked at her.
Woman, behold thy son.
Family in the divide. Told John, behold thy mother. Even from the cross I think to the ones I love. Provision doesn't stop. That's not the end. Darkness came over all the earth, from the 6th hour to the 9th, and I cried,
Eloi, Eloi, lama sabachthani.
The deepest line.
My God, my God.
Why hast thou forsaken me, taking on the weight of every sin of every soul?
Every broken day.
I thirst, they gave me vinegar. Then I lifted up my head, and what came next is what you need to hear. Before the outro said, Father, forgive them,
for they know not what they do.
From the cross.
First words from the cross, not judgment.
Forgiveness, that's who I am. That's who I've always been. Tetelestai, that's the Greek, it is finished and complete. Not the cry of a defeated man bleeding in defeat. It's the declaration of a mission accomplished to the end. Every prophecy, every shadow, every covenant fulfilled and bent. From Genesis to Golgotha, the thread ran through it all. The Lamb was slain before the foundation. This was the call, not an accident, not a tragedy, not a plan gone wrong. This was the plan from before time, and I carried it along. It is finished. Tetelestai, paid in full. Every debt of every broken soul, every push and pull. It is finished, not abandoned, not a tragedy. The mission was completed. That's the strategy. Every sin that every soul would ever carry in the dark was placed upon me in those hours. Every weight, every mark, the route that justice required. Satisfied and done. Every wall between the Father and the broken, every one torn down. The veil in the temple split from top to bottom wide, not from the bottom up. From top this God reaching inside into the holy of holies, opening what was closed. The way into the Father's presence permanently disclosed. Tetelestai, paid in full. Every debt of every broken soul, every push and pull. It is finished, not abandoned, not a tragedy. The mission was completed. That's the strategy. And when I had received the vinegar, I bowed my head, and with intention, with purpose, with everything I said. It is finished. Not I am finished, not I'm done, not I give up, not I'm through. It is finished, the work, the mission, everything I came to do. I bowed my head and gave up the spirit. That's the sequence there, not taking, giving, even death I did with full care. That's the authority, even in the dying I chose the time. It is finished, 3 words, the most consequential rhyme. When Jesus therefore had received the vinegar, he said, it is finished. And he bowed his head and gave up the ghost. Tetelestai, paid in full for everyone. Yeah. Yeah. Third day. Third day, the women came before the sun had broken through. Mary Magdalene, Joanna, Mary, spices in hand. What else to do? They found a stone already rolled away from the cave door wide. They entered in and found the body of the Lord was not inside. Two men stood by them in shining garments. The women bowed in fear. Why seek ye the living among the dead? The question ringing clear. He's not here, but is risen. Remember what he told you in Galilee? The Son of Man must be delivered and crucified, and the third day be free.
He is not here,
he is risen,
just like he said. The stone was rolled away.
Go check the tomb.
He left the dead. Third day they came with spices.
Found the grave clothes folded neat.
He is not here,
he is risen.
Death is under his feet.
And they remembered the words and returned to the 11 to tell. Peter ran to the sepulchre, stooped down to look. The linen fell, lying by itself, the napkin folded in a place alone. He departed, wondering, the empty grave, his only stop. Then on the road to Emmaus, two of them walking, talking lost. I drew near when walked with them, the stranger after the cross. What manner of communications are these as ye walk and are sad? They told me everything, how they hoped, how the hope had gone bad.
He is not here,
he is risen,
just like he said. The stone was rolled away.
Go check the tomb.
He left the dead. Third day they came with spices.
Found the grave clothes folded neat.
He is not here,
he is risen.
Death is under his feet.
And beginning at Moses and all the prophets, I expounded to them in all the scriptures the things concerning me. From the beginning stem, they drew near to the village. I made as though I would go on. They said, abide with us, it's evening, the day is far gone. I went in and sat with them, took bread, gave thanks, broke it wide. And their eyes were open, and they knew me. Then I stepped aside. They said, did not our heart burn within us while he talked on the way? That burning in your chest. When the truth lands, that's how I come today. Not gone, not absent, present in the word, the bread, the road. 2,000 years and I'm still showing up. That's the whole code.
He is not here,
he is risen. That's not a metaphor, that's not poetry. That's the tomb,
that's the folded grave clothes.
that's the stone rolled away.
Death had him for 3 days,
3 days,
and then
nothing.
just an empty grave and a folded cloth.
That's the whole album, that's the whole story. Nazareth to the empty tomb.
He is risen, he is not here,
he is risen,
just like he said. The stone was rolled away.
Go check the tomb.
He left the dead. Third day they came with spices.
Found the grave clothes folded neat.
He is not here,
he is risen.
Death is under his feet.